It's dark, you can't see us. But we are on our way to Disneyland. It's super early. It's like 3:45 in the morning, and we have a very long drive. If there was like no traffic, no stopping, it would be about 6 hours, but I know we're gonna need to get gas partway through, and we're of course gonna stop at 7 a.m. to try to get that web slinger boarding pass. So wish us luck on that. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully we're in a place that has some cell coverage at that point. But anyways, but we're there. We're on our way. It is the day we finally get back to Disneyland.
The day we break our streak.
Yeah, the day we break the streak of not going to Disneyland. Yeah. And we will be there today in a matter of hours. So, woo. Yep. All right, well, we'll check back later. But yay! We're going to Disneyland!
Yeah!
It's exciting! Okay. It was said we pulled over a few minutes before, and thank goodness we had cell coverage and we got a boarding pass. We are gonna ride web slingers today.
Yeah.
We're boarding group number 66, which gives us plenty of time to get there. Still, we're a little less than 3 hours. We should be getting to our hotel about an hour after the parks open, but the 66 won't get called probably until after lunch, I'm sure in the afternoon most likely, which means we won't get a chance to go for a noon boarding pass to say Rise or anything, but that's okay. We don't care because this was our top priority today and we got it. We're gonna get to ride web slingers. Also, because they have actually taken down the barriers, they're not now limiting how many people can go into land. No matter what, we knew we would get into the land today. Oh, yeah. And that was also a priority. So now we're thrilled. We're going to get to do all of that. Yeah. So anyways, we're excited. Yay! Yes. And we're going to hit the road again and get back to it. All right. Yep. We'll catch you a little bit later. Okay, so we just checked in. Yep. We are staying. Oh, dang it. Oh, well. Okay, so this is where we're staying. Anaheim Desert Inn and Suites. And what's cool is that it's literally right across the street.
Than our last one.
Yeah, it is. So that's nice and close. We haven't seen the room yet though because it's too early. We'll have to get that afterwards. But we're gonna go in the park and play. And we're excited! We're at Disneyland finally!
It's been way too long.
Way too long. In the parks for the first time. I knew I was gonna cry. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I thought I would cry at Disneyland Park, not at California Adventure, but oh my gosh.
I would imagine you just cry everywhere.
We are in the parks first. Well, I might cry everywhere. It was time. We're ready. We're back. We're back. We're back. And now we're going to Avengers Campus. Oh, we should say, okay, the weather's not that bad. It is muggy, but it's
Mom
not
thinks
that
I'm
hot.
crazy for wearing a hoodie.
She is crazy for wearing a hoodie.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We still love her.
Hey everyone, it's good to see you. Hi, welcome to Avengers Campus. Watch this. Whoa! I can see a roller coaster from here. Cool. Hey Sharon, let's do an altitude test for the new improvements.
Great, Spider-Man.
Don't forget to tag me on your video. #AmazingSpider-Man.
Logging altitude test number 135.
I think you might be rounding up.
Based on previous tests, predicted rate of success, 14%.
Now you're rounding down, right? Okay, it's time to see what this suit can do. I hope it can do this. Okay, no pressure, but there are a lot of people watching. There's the runway. Spider-Man is taking off. I'm okay. The roof broke my fall. Some bones, maybe. Okay, that stung a bit. Sharon,
not the data.
Kinda killed my vibe there. Hey, wait up! I'm just gonna jump down and meet you. Woo! Here we go. I'll be right down.
Okay, so we did just get to ride Web Slingers.
Yep.
And it was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
So
It's Mania, Twitter Mania style, but even better because it's more immersive. You use your actual hands.
oh my goodness, my arms are so sore. Right afterwards, they were aching.
She got the high score.
I did. I got the high score in the car.
Yeah.
Okay.
200,000 something.
So it turns out our boarding pass, we had the best timing because when we got into the land, they were still doing breakfast reservations for Pim Test Kitchen, but we knew we wanted lunch, so we were waiting. And then when it showed up, we were kind of guesstimating when did we think would be a good time, and we did. And anyways, it was perfect timing because as soon as we had the test kitchen come up, our food was ready. It did not take very much long once we checked in with our food.
Oh yeah.
Took it, sat down, ate, which it was really good.
Yep, we had the not so little chicken sandwich.
It was
and
not
then-
so little.
Yeah, yeah. And then the peanut butter and jelly.
Lemonade punch.
That was good.
We were so surprised. So we thought it sounded so weird. And we will say the very first sip
Yeah.
you take is super, super sweet.
It's very sweet. They have whipped cream at the top, and so like you'll mix it. So you should mix it up, and then it won't be nearly as
It
sweet.
makes it more creamy and totally tones down that sweetness, and it ended up kind of almost like a cream float, or not cream float, but cream soda.
Yeah.
Or an Italian soda almost.
Peanut butter, like crunchy peanut butter.
Yeah, it had crunchy peanut butter balls on the top, but then when we mixed it up, it kind of got mixed in, and so afterwards we dug them out and ate them, and those were good. But anyways, as soon as we finished, literally as we were finishing lunch, our boarding pass was called.
And so then we head over there.
And it happened to be like at 11:52 or something like
so
that.
like 8 minutes before
Noon.
Yeah.
And
so
as soon as you get scanned
yeah,
in,
it takes it out of your queue, and so then you're eligible to get another.
so while we were in line, we went ahead and grabbed another boarding pass for Rise this
Yeah,
time.
Rise.
Rise the Resistance. So we've got a return boarding pass for that.
By
which,
far, one of my favorite noises is being in a small-ish area with a bunch of people, and you're all trying to get a boarding pass, and almost everyone gets it, and everyone's just celebrating it.
yeah, it was funny because as we were walking, everyone was glued to their phone, just refresh, refresh, refresh. You could tell nobody was really looking, and then all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Yeah!" And so we knew like everyone had just gotten their boarding pass for
Yeah.
Rise, and so it was cool.
It'd be really funny if someone didn't know what was happening.
Oh, I'm sure there were people that maybe didn't, or maybe they weren't hopping and so they weren't trying it.
Oh, yeah.
But anyhow, so that's what we are up to. So we rode the ride. It was super fun. Then what did we? Oh, we got it. We just had our first churro of the trip.
Yep.
First churro in 475 days. And we did the milk and cookie churro from the Cozy Cone,
Yeah.
and it was good.
Yep.
I think the churro itself just tastes like a normal churro, but the
Yeah,
dipping
and then the
sauce was
sauce.
yummy.
Yeah.
So we just had that, but we're
We
waiting.
also had some water.
Oh yeah, and we got water.
Water.
Stay hydrated. And now we are in a line for.
Radiator Springs.
It's posted as a wait time of 55 minutes. We're waiting to see if it's accurate.
It looks like it's.
It looks like it could be.
Yeah.
The cast member said it was, but we'll see.
Yep. It always is changing.
Yeah. But anyways,
In our experience, we just lucked out. I feel like sometimes they kind of they
inflate.
yeah.
Anyways, we really haven't focused on attractions yet. We really were just focusing on Avengers Campus, which we feel like we were able to do quite a bit of. There's a couple things we still want to do, but they were things that are offered for a little bit longer, and maybe we'll make it back tonight to catch those, and maybe we'll just do it tomorrow or the next day. But anyways, yeah, so we've just been hanging out and
Yeah, we did we saw the Spider-Man show,
oh yeah, we saw
show.
the the entertainments that are in Avengers Campus up until this point in the day so far.
Yeah.
And so that was cool. And anyways, yeah, lots of fun. It's worth it. It's like there's not really social distancing going on, but it's and yeah, but it's like, and I don't know what the capacity level's at, but it's not that bad. Yeah. And now we are actually home.
Yes.
We were just talking coming in how weird it was to start in California Adventure. That is the first time we have ever started a trip in not being in Disneyland first.
Yeah, it felt a bit off.
Avengers Campus was our priority, so we made that our priority, and it's good. But now we're home. Yeah, this is so cool. And that castle looks awesome. So pretty, the paint job. And yeah, it does look like it's totally been freshened up.
Oh yeah.
I love the 4th of July decorations for this weekend coming up. We'll miss the holiday here. That's okay. We'll be home with Dad, but it's fun to see him getting ready for it. So we finished up. The wait time over at Radiator Springs Racers was actually pretty close to 55. We had gotten to where it was 45 minutes, and we were probably less than 5 minutes from the start. But then they asked for a group of 2, and that was us, and so we skipped to the front. But anyways, here we are. Did you want to ask him?
So how did you end up getting here? Here, this Avengers Campus.
Tell all my secrets. That's no fun. It's fun for me. Keeping that for you.
So we actually had a question though, because we're not going to be able to stay here all through the weekend, and we wondered if you could like make some fireworks for us.
That is a fun.
We heard you had a party trick.
It is pretty clever.
It is very clever.
I have been on my best behavior.
Oh, okay.
And if I do promise to break that promise, I'll probably do something a bit more miraculous.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I'll save you.
All right.
Yeah,
So
hopefully.
we're gonna catch you up because the last time we checked in, we were at DCA. I think we were.
Yeah, we just did stuff.
Yeah, we did stuff. We're so tired. Anyways, we hopped over to Disneyland. We ended up getting the boarding pass for Rise,
Resistance.
and but we had some time, so we did a few things. We did our favorite rides.
Yeah, we did Thunder. I did it twice. We did Pirates.
Yep.
Then I went on Space.
Yep, you went on Space. I can't remember what all we did, but then it was time to do. Oh, you did Smugglers Run.
Oh right, yeah, I did.
Yeah, she did single rider lines. I had to be careful because I started to get nauseous after doing too many rides, so I was taking some breaks.
Did we when we last did the update? Did we do Radiator Springs?
We were in line for Radiator Springs.
Right. Oh yeah.
So, anyways, so we get on Rise and we ride it, and it's really fun. And we're with people who this is their first time, and so it's really fun. We just like that. And
right at the end, like you turn a corner and then you're done.
I mean, we had ridden the ride.
Yeah.
We were getting off the ride, and it was just taking us to the exit part.
Yeah. So we're literally right around a corner from where we get off, and it stopped.
It died.
Yeah.
The whole ride. It just totally died.
Like the lights went on.
They kept saying, okay, we're gonna come and get you guys.
And so we got out and walked out, and they escorted us out.
Yeah, they escorted us off, which was literally, like we said, right around the corner. And then
the weirdest part is that they gave everyone, like, it makes sense, but everyone, including us, who were literally just around the corner from the exit.
I mean, we knew that they would give those.
Yes,
we assumed they would give it to the people who were in the middle of the ride,
Well, they gave us the fast pass that lets
or
us.
even the people that were in the very last scene and it stopped. but we had completed that whole thing.
Yeah.
And so we were not expecting, but they totally did. They gave us not just a boarding pass, but a fast pass.
Yep.
And those don't even exist anymore, except in this situation.
Yep. And so later on, we just skipped the entire line and went on.
Yeah, it was great. We were looking at the long line, and our feet were so sore, and we were tired. We're like, if it's that line, we can't do it.
Then we can't.
But they said, no, you go right in here, and we literally just walked right onto the. Well, I mean, that's the kind of ride that you don't really. It doesn't start by loading, but yeah, we walked right into the very beginning, the very first pre-show, and it was so nice. And so we got to ride that twice today, and but in between that, let's see, we had.
So
we made it back over to DC. DCA, and we saw like for reals, Loki.
My favorite moment
of the day.
Yeah,
probably
and one of my favorite moments of my life.
It was fun. She was all decked out in her Loki hoodie,
everything.
And
I got my leather
ears
boots too.
And he walked out, and she was the first in line, kind of just waiting there. And he just gestured to her, and he's like, yep, there you go.
She got it.
Yeah, he liked it.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was
after that.
After meeting Loki.
We went back to Disneyland.
To use the Rise Fast Pass, because we could see that it was up again.
Yeah.
And
so that's when we did that. Then after that, we walked over to Indiana Jones, past Haunted, which we were like, I was like, oh, line sure, we should do that later. Get to Indiana. And
when
it was
we got there,
closed.
we got to Indiana and it was closed.
And I
turned
checked,
around.
Yep, and like at Rise, it said it was still up, but by the time we got there, it was temporarily closed. So then we went to Haunted.
Yeah, rode that.
Went back to Indiana.
Then
she set out,
I set out. Yeah.
I went on. It was really fun. I missed it so much. And then after that,
we went back to DCA, and we went back mostly because we wanted. Well, first of all, we really wanted to see Avengers Campus at night.
Okay, so we're sitting like on like a sort of a bench thing, and there's like a there's like this area, and like it's kind of like it's not a bench, but like
it's leveled.
Yeah, it's leveled. You can sit on it.
Like a tiered area.
Yeah. And so we're sitting on it, facing away, we're facing towards Doctor Strange's thing, and someone just kind of says, "Loki." Now we kind of just thought it was because of my head, like my ears.
Because it almost looked like he was gesturing toward her.
But like, I was like, that's kind of strange. So I looked behind me, and Loki was
literally
right
right near us.
And so we're like, oh crap. And
so she really quickly, we were like,
Mom, he's right
so we
there.
went, and I had gotten a picture of her with him, but we had not done a selfie together with him, and so he recognized her. He's like, you came back for more. I know, I'm so tired. We're so tired, and my phone I think is just as tired because it keeps quitting on me.
Oh yeah,
Okay, so anyways, we got to meet Loki, and we both got a selfie with him like together, and that was cool. And in the Avengers,
better.
Yes, your picture was better. The Avengers Campus is so pretty at night. That was really neat. The Doctor Strange area, the Ancient Sanctum, is really, really pretty. And it is really cool. Anyways, so that's it. We called it a night. Did I tell them? Let's see. We had gotten we got the Terran treats.
Oh yeah.
And so that was our second churro.
The orb is really good. Very sweet.
Delicious.
Yes. The spiral is sweet, but not nearly as sweet as the other one. The orb is definitely better, but it's really nice to have the spiral after it, because then then it kind of tones down the sweetness, but you still... Yeah.
Anyways, so we're back at our hotel. We're staying at the Anaheim Desert Inn. It's very basic, but you know what? That's okay, because we just need a place to crash. And it's super close to the parks, and
it's kind of cold.
Well, it's because I turned the air conditioner on because it was muggy in here.
But
anyways, so we are done. We're tired. We've been up since 3 a.m. I'm ready to go to bed, and so we'll finish this all. We'll have another go at it tomorrow. So, anyways, that's it for now. Good night.
Bye.
Hello.
Okay, so we did 0 updates yesterday as far as checking in, because I don't know why. Why didn't we? We were
Too busy having fun.
We were busy having fun, and I am really barely hanging on. Like, I am so sore and tired, and I can't remember if we've ever mentioned this, but my people who know me know that I've been dealing with some health stuff, and so I just don't have
your voice can't even hold on.
my throat. You know what's funny? My throat does not feel sore at all. I think it's from screaming on rides,
Which is
like,
really funny
cheering
because
on
I've
rides.
been doing that a lot more, and yet my voice is completely
She's
fine.
done a lot more of the thrill rides and a lot more screaming than me, but
No, actually, right now it's
apparently-
Sam's voice, but that's because we just woke up.
yeah, it's
This
morning.
this is my morning voice. It just gets.
We are really on day 3. It is Thursday, July 1st. The rumors are that capacity levels go up today. Also, we do know for sure the hours are extended today, so they're opening up an hour earlier.
Oh yeah.
And Disneyland will be closing an hour later. So, my plan today is to follow the advice that I always give people, and I am absolutely coming back and taking a nap because I have not been enduring Disney as well as I used to when I was a healthy person. And man, it is wiping me out.
Oh yeah, it definitely is.
I have had to take so many breaks, and Aurora doesn't mind too bad because thank goodness she doesn't mind going on rides by herself. She's been riding all the thrill rides while I've
I
had
rode
to.
Incredicoaster 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Actually 4.
4 times in a row, but the first time I was with you.
Yeah, and that just
And then
destroyed you.
I got so sick on it and was just too. I had to go, and I mean, it was literally I was laying with my head resting on the table, type of like trying to get a hold of myself again. And but anyways, yeah, I have been incredibly sore and tired, and so I'm going at a much slower pace than I typically would. Thank goodness Aurora is really patient. And thank goodness we planned 4 days in the parks
Yeah.
this trip, because at the time we thought there might be masks required, and we thought that with the heat and humidity and everything that we might want to take more breaks and come to the hotel where we could take off our masks. Thankfully the masks are not required, and so that's not an issue, but still we have those 4 days.
Yeah.
And for me that's been a blessing. So note to all of you out there, if you have any reason to think you might need to go at a slower pace, whether it's because you have little kids or you have some health concerns, plan extra days, because it's really hard to do everything you want to do when you have a lot of, and it's really hard to have fun when you're feeling miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Doesn't help that I made us get up.
So today the plan, even though the parks are opening an hour earlier, we really were kind of figuring, it's okay if we just kind of go in an hour or 2 later than the parks
Yeah.
open, because we've really been able to do everything that we really wanted to do, and we're just going and keeping having fun.
Yeah.
And so the biggest thing was we would just get there when it was time for our boarding group. Today we're going into California Adventure first.
Yeah, so we did Web Slingers.
Web Slingers.
And so we got up at 7.
We got a 7 to get our boarding pass, because that's when you have to do that. And I figured we would just literally get our pass,
Yeah,
see,
and
it's going to be back in 5 hours, fine, okay,
Yeah,
roll
yeah.
over, go back to sleep.
Yeah, I got it. We're group
Gamer-
13, 15. We're group
No, 13.
13. Yeah, so what's
Gamer fingers over here. Lightning fast McQueen
We got group 13.
got us group 13, which will be one of the first groups called, and the park is opening now. It is 8 a.m. and so now they're starting to board, and we really, thank goodness they give you an hour, because if we had to be there right when they start, we would have had to be out in the lines, because Disney lines are long when they first open. My arm is getting so tired. And I'm gonna switch sides with you so I can switch arms. And anyways, so the recap for yesterday, we did get to do a lot of fun things. What did we do yesterday we hadn't done before, the day before? We we went to Incredicoaster. Aurora rode Splash.
I did.
That was it was after my Incredicoaster, and I was like, I can't do
Yeah.
anything big again because that'll just push me over the edge. So I did not do that. Actually, while you were riding Splash, I went to Toontown, and I got to see Mickey and Minnie. And as of right now, and I don't know that this will last for very much longer, but right now, all of the characters, when they meet, they're kind of distanced and they are a little bit off, and you can talk to them. And some characters that can normally talk, like Spider-Man and Loki and those kind of characters, princesses, they can talk back. Of course, the ones that can't talk, like Mickey and Minnie, they don't, but they wave and they blow kisses and they pose, and you can take pictures with them.
Yeah.
And so I did that, and I got to blow Mickey a kiss because everyone knows he's like my boyfriend, and so it was fun to see him. Toontown was looking really fun. They are in the process of building the Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway. It's Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway. MMRR. Anyways, some people are saying M2R2. But anyways, it's a huge building, and it's going to be, the building is right behind Toontown, goes pretty much the length of it. It's huge. In order to do that, they had removed the tall hills and trees and things that used to be the backdrop. And so you see this big building, and it's really funny. They actually have a sign there that it's like, there's no big building here. What big building? It's just really kind of funny. They're making fun of themselves with it. But that, I'm not sure when the opening date will be, but that will be a fantastic ride to add to Toontown. I cannot wait. They do have it at Disney World, and a lot of people have said how great it is. So I can't wait to ride that one. Tired? Maybe you'll be coming back for a nap with me.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I know. Rory doesn't do that. She's like, yeah, I'll just keep riding rides. Thank goodness you're old enough to be in the parks without me. So anyways, so I did that. What other things did we do? We had more churros.
Yeah, we did.
And we did try the half Monte Cristo sandwich, which I've had the Monte Cristo. Something that I noticed this time, though, it did not come with the berry sauce. And I don't remember if it was supposed to, and they just forgot to give it to me, or if the half here at Smoke Jumpers and DCA wasn't including it.
Singular berry.
They gave me one berry. But it was, the sandwich was good, and Aurora had the brisket mac and cheese
Without the toppings.
Yeah,
just the beef.
Just the brisket and the mac and cheese. She
Yeah.
didn't have the shallots or the pickled onions because
I
that.
like those.
Yeah, but they were good. We also tried the s'mores shake.
Yeah.
Those were things that we had said we had wanted to try, so we did do
We
those.
also had like fries and onion rings, which the onion rings weren't crunchy at all.
No, they were not. They were soft.
Yeah.
And that was a little weird. I mean, the flavor was good.
Yeah.
But they weren't crunchy, crispy. So at Avengers Campus, in the second half of the day, they start doing Doctor Strange's show at the Ancient Sanctum. And it really is a show. You gotta go in there, and they sit you down on the floor, and or you can stand along the edges in the back. But he does a little show. And I had heard some people say, oh, it's okay. We laughed. We thought it was funny.
Oh, yeah.
He's funny. Somebody else shows up. I don't know if we should give that away.
Chances are it will probably be. It's a not very well known, well kept
secret. Well, anyways, we thought it was clever and funny. We had really enjoyed it. And the tip for that one is, if you can go to the last one, the last showing, or at least anytime it's dark. Right now, when the park is closing, California Adventure is still closing at 9 a.m. 9 p.m. 9 p.m.
Wow.
And it doesn't get dark until like 8 or so. And so the last show, which is at 8:45, is
like
the best one to go to, because you can really get all of the special effects with the lights and everything. They glow there. It's beautiful there at night. And
so cool.
So yeah, if you're going to that, make sure you try to go. That does end up being the most popular one, so you really have to line up early. I was tired.
And so she kind of sat in line while I went and rode.
I went and popped myself down literally an hour before, which is when the show before that started. Once everyone went in, I just went and I sat myself down and I got myself in line, and I sat there until they let us in. They let us in about 10 to 15 minutes before the show started. But so then Aurora made sure she was back by 8:30, and then we went in. But I would line up at the very least a half hour early, maybe 45 minutes early if you want to go in. They do let quite a few people in, so even if the line's looking long, get in it, just because they'll squeeze in as many people as they can. But plan to go there early if you're going for the last ones, when it's dark. But that was really cool. I don't know, what else did we do? Just a lot of fun stuff. We just a lot of the typicals. Single rider lines, Aurora did a lot of those because I was taking breaks.
Okay, well actually I missed a lot of those.
Well, what we found out Splash Mountain does have one. We didn't know about that. Yeah. Also, we also found out that some of them
it's about timing. Like Star Tours, Basically, they said if the wait time's about 25 minutes and up, they'll have a single rider.
But when we went, it was 40 minutes and up, and they still didn't. So
It must have just jumped or something.
it had been like that for at least 5 or 10 minutes. But ask if the wait time, the standby wait line, is higher. At least ask, because sometimes they may not have a signage for it, so you need to ask if they're doing the single rider.
Yeah.
If the wait time is low, they're not going to be doing it on those two. It's Indiana Jones and Star
Do you know the
Tours.
exact timing for Indiana?
No, I don't know the exact timing, but it's
Because
probably about
typically
the same.
It's typically higher than 25.
Yeah, I don't know what, but just ask.
Yeah.
But the ones that do have single rider lines, like Space Mountain and Radiator Springs Racers, and what's the other one that we Smugglers Run, we use those. Rory used. Well, we did both use Radiator Springs one. But anyways, so those were running, and that was helpful for Aurora. While I would take breaks, she would just go on rides without waiting in much line, and so that was fun. But anyways, so yeah, we did a lot of fun stuff. The biggest surprise was that as we were leaving, and I posted a photo of this. As we were leaving California Adventure, as the parks were closed, the fireworks at Disneyland started, and they're not supposed to go until Sunday. And I was like, wait, but we're not in there. And they were just doing a test run. That was it for yesterday. We're about to go in. I know that they've started calling boarding passes. They probably have already started calling ours. So we're going to go into the parks now. We'll try to not be as exhausted. We'll try to give you an update before the next day, so we're not so late. Did I sit on your phone? I literally sat on your phone, sorry.
Like right on it.
Anyways, okay, so we're signing off for now. We're going in for day 3. We'll give you an update, and that's it.
Yep.
All right, bye. Okay, guys, so I'm going to give you an update, and it's just me because Rory and I split up. We broke up. Oh, we broke up our group. No, so we have spent the first half of the day in the parks and having a good time, and we were able to get on Web Slingers really quick. We told you about that earlier than we really expected, even really wanted to, but that's okay. But we had fun, did that, did a bunch of other stuff. We were in California Adventure today to start, and we couldn't hop over until 1, which is like now it just is turning 1 o'clock now. And at noon we did get Rise again a little earlier than I wanted. It's gonna be due in about 25-30 minutes or so. But my plan was at that point to come back to the hotel, which obviously I have, I'm here, and to take a break and have like an hour or two to rest and take a nap and just kind of regroup a little bit, because the parks are open later tonight and I've been so sore and tired and I want to be able to stay until tonight. So I was planning on taking a good long break, but our group's gonna get called, and so instead I came back. I did take a power nap, and I have been off my feet and I have totally cooled off. I totally cranked the AC way lower than Aurora would have wanted it if she was here, and I'm enjoying it. And so pretty soon here they're gonna call our boarding group, and so I'll go back and rejoin Aurora. She's still in California Adventure right now, probably riding Incredicoaster over and over and over again. But she also had mentioned wanting to do like the silly swings and the jellyfish and all that stuff, just the little goofy boardwalk rides that we don't usually take the time to do, and they always have a short wait. And so she was gonna kind of just go and do those too. But pretty soon here, she and I are gonna meet back up, and then we're gonna go over to Disneyland and do our Rise boarding pass. This has been pretty awesome. So it's been tricky for people to get these boarding passes, but if you know the process and have practiced it and are prepared for it, obviously you can totally do it. We have not missed a single chance. Even when we were driving here in the middle of nowhere, we were able to pull over and had enough cell coverage to get our spot. And so every day we've been able to take advantage of that on both rides. And so that's been really great. I know that there's a lot of people that'll come and they struggle with that. So if you're planning on going to either Disney World or Disneyland anytime familiarize yourself with it, get into the app. You can actually go through and mock do it, like know where the placement is, what it looks like when you are there. You have to do it right at the time, so like 7 o'clock or noon or whatever times that they're giving more boarding passes. You have to get on at that time because that's the only time it's going to prompt it. But practice going through, hit join, select all your people and hit, join the queue so that you are familiar enough with it that when you get here and it's the time to do it, you're able to do that. Because if you have done that, if you have the latest version of the app and you have good connection, whether it's hopefully your data plan, if you have a data plan, use that. But if you can't, then find a good spot in the park where the Wi-Fi is good. And if you do all of those things, obviously it's totally possible to get these queues and to get good times where you're getting in quick enough that you're done with the first ride of the day in time to try for the second one. As long as you have that hopper and you can go back and forth, they'll let you do that. And we've been able to do that. It's been really fun. So that's that big tip for that. But anyways, yeah, we've had a little bit more food. We tried the carrot cake funnel fries or whatever they're calling it, the churro fries. Those are really good. So we did that, and we didn't ride, but we went to PhilharMagic, which is one I love from Disney World. It's almost as good here. It's very similar, but not the exact. They don't have the same stuff on the back of the seats that like really sprays you or blows the air past your face or anything like that, but it's still fun. And they do have some effects, some of the sounds and everything, or smells and everything. And we also did Animation Academy. We got to do Pooh Bear, which we have not ever drawn Pooh Bear, so that was really fun. We liked doing that. I was really hoping, I'm not wearing my ears right now because I was just taking a nap, but I'm Captain Marvel today, and I've got my Captain Marvel inspired earrings. Anyways, I was hoping that we'd be able to get to meet her, and so we were in Avengers Campus and we asked about that, and unfortunately she's one of the characters that does not usually come down off of the Avengers headquarters. There's like a balcony, and a lot of times you'll see Avengers up there, but she is not one of the ones that comes down and talks and interacts in a closer proximity. I was bummed about that. Maybe eventually she'll have a reason to do that, but at this time they said she usually just stays up on the balcony, so I didn't get to get a picture with Captain Marvel. But that's alright, I have a picture of Captain Marvel from the first day, I think it was. But anyways, so that's the update so far. We're halfway through our day. Today's going to be a long one. It's open till 10, and we intend to stay until 10. This is our last full day. Tomorrow we're going to be here just for half a day, and then long drive back home. But anyways, that's it. I will be meeting up with Aurora soon, and hopefully when we do our next update, it'll be both of us. All right, check you later. Okay, so it's the end of day 3. We just got back to the hotel room, obviously. We're in the hotel room.
Yeah.
So I went back and met up with Aurora, and we did the Rise of the Resistance. And that was nice, and it was nice. The line was, it was a little long, but it was like only half as long as it had been like one of the other times we did it. What do we do after that? I don't know.
We got a drink.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Aurora was dying. And so we got that Mylumar. I don't know. We don't know how to say it.
I only seen the word once.
It was on Ronto Roasters. It was what we had with breakfast. Was that yesterday?
Yeah.
And it's like this pineapple and cranberry and a bunch of lime and a whole bunch of juices blended, and it's really good.
Very refreshing.
Yeah. And yeah, so we got that. And we did a few things in Disneyland, and then we went over to Disney California Adventure, DCA, because
to meet Loki.
Yeah.
But when we got there, he was up on the ledge on the Avengers
headquarters.
Yeah. And so after that, and then we kind of hung out, and then we
saw him walking away with a cast member, And we decided to go do Animation Academy.
You were more hesitant, but I was
Well,
like,
I wasn't sure how long. I was like, what if he just comes right back?
yeah. But I was just like, I'm not sitting here for who knows how long. So we went over there. We drew Goofy.
We did. We learned how to draw Goofy.
Then we went back, and wouldn't you know it, he literally
We
like,
watched him walk back. We were
into,
not right behind him, but we were following him back to his place. So then we just hopped into line.
Oh yeah.
So I can't remember. We did mention that the fireworks happened last night on our way out, right? So when we saw him,
we blamed it on him, which is actually really funny now because now we learned that technically they weren't supposed to really.
Yeah, because when we met him on Tuesday, we asked him to make fireworks because we weren't going to be here long enough for when the fireworks were supposed to start on Sunday. And so he said that he was on his best behavior and everything. Well, now last night, after we got back, so last night the fireworks happened. And we knew, I mean, obviously that was a test. They have to do a test before they do it, or it makes sense.
The thing is, the time that they're originally planning to was going to get canceled. And so
we learned tonight that it was supposed to be later in the evening and nobody was supposed to be there. But because the winds were going to be picking up, they weren't going to be able to do it later, and so they moved it up to right after the park closed last night. And so that's why a bunch of us were able to at least see it, and some of the people were still in the parks, and that was really lucky for all of them. But anyhow, so we got home and we tried to watch the new episode of Loki, and we could not get our Wi-Fi to work, and the hotspot wasn't good enough either because the Wi-Fi really stinks at this hotel, and the cell coverage stinks at this hotel. And so we just couldn't get a connection. We couldn't watch the episode. We were both really bummed. We went to bed kind of bummed out and grouchy about it. And today, when we saw Loki, sure enough, he's looking a little different.
He lost the jacket. He has his collar back.
Yep. So when we saw him, we're like, oh my gosh, you did do the fireworks, and now you've got a collar on.
Yep.
And so we blamed him for the fireworks. And
it was really fun.
It was really funny.
We bonded. I made her, I wrapped my Loki
They
video.
ganged up on me because I was wearing Captain Marvel, and he was like, he didn't like that. And I was like, well, who else am I? She's already got Loki. He goes, hey, I'm okay with you both being Loki.
And I had my hoodie, because I was wearing a Loki t-shirt on, so I had my hoodie around my waist. And so I took it off and wrapped it around her shoulders.
Yeah. So I have a photo of us with Loki, and that Loki hoodie is draped around my shoulders. Yeah. And he said that was definitely an improvement. So, anyways, so we saw Loki, and that's what we did over at DCA. And we got another one of those cosmic cream orbs because that was so good. We had to get another one. We also got our 5th churro of the trip. Yep. So before we had gone to DCA, she had gotten a fast pass for Indiana because that had broken
First
down
I went
while
to
she was
Thunder, and I was going to use it there, but the wait time, the standby was 10 minutes, which I kind of didn't realize until the moment, but I didn't feel like changing my mind, and I didn't feel like standing in line, so I was like, screw it. And so I went in, but then they're like, it was just me, 10 minutes, and they're like, you can just use it for something else. And
they let her in the fast pass section and said, just save your fast pass for a different one.
Yeah, and so then I just used that for Indiana.
Yeah, when Indiana was back up.
Yeah.
So did that, and my big priority then tonight was to just go see Galaxy's Edge at night because we have not done that. We've been at Galaxy's Edge a number of times, but only during the day. So we went and we saw all lit up at night. It's really pretty. We didn't ride anything or do anything really. We just walked through it. But yeah, so that was our night, and we made it back here, and we're going to go to bed. Tomorrow we do go into the parks. We're going to go into Disneyland to start, and I don't think we're staying long enough to hop because we do have to drive home tomorrow, and it's a long drive.
My sunburns compared to my
Yeah, that's a different shade.
It's just...
Yeah, your red face
completely
and your white
different.
hand.
It's a different person.
It looks like it's a different person. Anyways, so tomorrow we're going to get up and get another boarding pass to Rise. We assume, we hope to. We've had 100% so far. Kind of hoping we don't get quite as early of a boarding pass, but we don't want it to be super late. We do want before, like, say 60, because we want to make sure it's before noon. But we would like to just go in the morning. We'll see how it goes. Anyhow, that's our plan, and then we're gonna be, and we won't be web slingers. We'll be getting Rise of the Resistance, and we're gonna be hanging out in Disneyland. I've got a little bit of shopping I need to do, and then we're going to hit the road, the long road
And
back
then we're gonna
home.
watch Loki when we get home.
When we get home, we're gonna get out the foot massager,
Oh yeah.
and
And we're gonna drape across the couch like this. We're gonna make Dad do everything
No,
for us.
we're not gonna be mean to
And
Dad.
We're gonna.
But
have
we're gonna
our
watch
foot
Loki.
massager,
We're
and
not
then
gonna be mean to Dad, but we're gonna use the foot massager, and we are going to watch Loki. That's
Yes,
the plan.
definitely.
And then we're gonna sleep really good in our own beds.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so that's our recap. Good night for our last night at Disneyland this trip. See you in the morning.
See you.
Okay, so we did record a recap on our last day at Disneyland. We sat on a bench in Toontown,
Not Toontown.
not Toontown, Town Square. Sorry, we sat on a bench in Town Square,
Yeah.
and it was the last thing we did before we left the parks and went home. And for some reason, my phone says can't play video. So we need to recap our recap and hopefully remember. So this was Friday morning. We woke up. We set an alarm for 7 a.m. We woke up to get into the virtual queue for Rise of the Resistance. And we were just crossing our fingers, not just that we'd get in, because that really wasn't a concern at this point, but that we would not get a super early boarding pass, because our group the day before for web slingers, Aurora got 13, which meant no sleeping in for us. We had to get up and get in the parks. And that was all great, but this was our last day, and we really didn't want to have to get up super early. And so we got the pass, the boarding pass. It was not early. In fact, it was almost too late. We were worried that we might not make it before we had to leave. But it was a 111. And so we were like, great, roll over. And we went back to sleep. And I woke up at 8:45, and Aurora was still sleeping. And I was like, oh my goodness, we really should get up and get going. So we got up.
I still dragged my feet.
She totally drug her feet. I got completely ready, and she was still sitting in her bed, like on her phone or something. So she finally got up, and we got checked out of our hotel. We made it into the parks roughly 10 o'clock or so in the morning. And this was Friday. So we did a few things. We knew we were keeping an eye on the boarding passes, or the boarding pass. And they were not boarding for like the first hour that the park was open. So we were starting to feel pretty confident we were not going to make it on the ride before we had to go home. But then they did. They started boarding, and we kept an eye on it, and we were like, well, as long
pretty smoothly.
Then after that, it did. And that was what we were watching for, because if it went down again, and this ride is notorious for going down, and we knew it was a possibility. If it went down again, then we would have really been in trouble. But as long as it kept going smoothly, we knew roughly around 1 p.m. we'd get on. And that's really what happened. So we were able to do a few things first. We rode a few rides. I remember we did ride Pirates.
Yeah.
And you rode some single rider
well,
lines.
I tried to.
You
Thing
did
is, okay, so I tried to get in space.
on the
but-
single rider line, because lines
Yeah.
were pretty busy
Yeah.
that day. It was a lot more crowded that day.
And basically there's a big line, and it broke down, and then they gave us fast passes, which was nice.
But that ride never really went up before we left.
No,
It was
yeah,
down for
the
I don't know if it was down for the rest of the day, but we left around 3 p.m. and it was still down.
yeah, and then
But the fast passes could be used for other things. However, after that point, because you'd ridden a couple things, Star
actually,
Tours.
I think I got you a fast pass.
Yeah, you also got me one. But anyways, everything else was down. Not
Yeah.
everything, but
Thunder
went down. Was Indiana Jones down at that time?
No.
Not that time.
I think it was at the very beginning.
Yeah, because at one point, Space, Thunder,
you think
Smugglers Run
Smugglers Run was down.
were all down at the same time. And those
Yeah.
are 3 pretty big rides.
And so,
which probably also contributed to the longer lines everywhere else.
And so I think Thunder did go back up
after we made it into Galaxy's Edge. Then Thunder did come back up, and
and I used a fast pass for Thunder, and then I used Mom's fast pass to go in Indiana, and then that was it.
And I did some shopping, but we made it onto Rise, and it ran smoothly. You did not make it back onto Smugglers Run that day because it was down at the time.
They also used an alternate ending.
They did. So we don't want to give away anything, but and it wasn't an alternate ending, but there was a section in the middle. And I've heard of this also at Walt Disney World, at least for a time, and I'm not sure if it's still doing that, but there is a portion where they did this change as well. And anyway, so I'm curious to see if that ends up becoming a little bit more of a permanent thing. I kind of hope not, but if it does, it's not the end of the world. It's just there's one really cool effect that we missed out on that time. And I don't know if it's because that's what was causing the ride to be down in the morning when it wasn't boarding for that first hour, and this was their fix to just do the alternate version, or if it was something completely different. We just don't know. But it's very likely that could have been it, and this is how they decided to get it up and going so that they could just finish out the day. But anyways, you're right, we did have to do an alternate version of that. Not significant, just one scene.
It's just the scene.
And you wouldn't
itself,
know any difference if you'd never been on it before. But we were like, oh, this is different. So it's kind of cool that they had that backup plan, though. They had that in place, so it was pretty easy for them to just replace it if they were having problems. So anyways, we did go to lunch at Jolly Holiday. We had grilled cheese sandwich, and we got what did we get? We got two things there. One of the things we had talked. The Magic is Here cupcake.
And then the Matterhorn macaroon.
Yep. And the cupcake was one of the ones that we had pre-tripped talked about, and so that was on our list, and we did do it. It was kind of a lot of sugar though, having both of those sweets at one time.
Especially,
and so
like the macaroon was coconut.
Very good,
but
really liked it.
One right after the other was
So but we did that, and that's even with just us sharing, so we were still like, oh, just one treat at a time maybe. But anyways, what else did we do? I did some shopping on Main Street while she was finishing up at Indiana Jones. Oh, I saw the marching band, which we had seen earlier at Launch Bay earlier in the week. But that day I saw them marching down Main Street, and Mickey and Minnie were leading, which was really cool. So I got a little video of that and some photos. And then that was it. We regrouped.
We went to World of Disney.
Yeah, we left. We went to Downtown Disney just to go into World of Disney.
Got 3 games.
We did a little shopping there. So here's a tip though. They are doing a new thing where you can mobile pay for your when you do your shopping. You basically get a bag, and then you scan. You pull up the app. You scan the item. You use the app to scan the item. You put it in your bag, and then you can pay using the app. And then as you exit, there are cast members at the exit to just review and make sure. You just go through the line that says for mobile order, and they just look through really quick, make sure everything's cool. If there's any tags that need to be taken off, like clothing, they take that off. But you can use your Disney Visa to pay, but you cannot get the 10% off when you use your Disney Visa. Typically, if you use your Disney Visa card and it's a $50 purchase or more, you get 10% off your purchase. So luckily for us, I was having troubles with the app, and it wasn't the app's fault. I accidentally got out of it, and I messed up on my phone. And so the lines were pretty non-existent in the queues, in the cashiers. So I just went there, and they said, it's a good thing you did, because we can get you that discount. You wouldn't have gotten it on the phone. So if you're using your Disney Visa card and want to use your 10% discount, make sure you go to the counter at this time. That may be changing in the future. They might be sending it to the app where you get the discount, but at this time you don't get that discount in the app. So there is a little bit of tip there. But that was the very last thing we did. Then we walked back to our hotel and got in our car and drove a very long time, but we were exhausted. We got home. It did not stop us. We did watch
Loki.
We did. Episode 4, we watched Loki.
And then I watched it again yesterday.
Yeah. But anyway, so that was the end of our trip. We had a really good time. And we're excited that we were able to make it back. It went pretty well, even though we were both really tired and sore a lot of the time. But it was a lot of fun, and we don't regret it. And we're really looking forward. We already have a countdown for the next one when we get to go with Dad. and that'll be fun. So anyways, that's it. So we're signing off, and thanks for following us along with us on our little travels, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.